GTM Podcast Vidhura The Wise EP08. Hello everyone and welcome to the GTM continuing mini-series Buddha's Stories. Here we listen to stories of the Lord Buddha's past lives to gain a deeper understanding of Buddhist wisdom. In this series of podcasts, we will learn the lessons of Vidhura the Wise, the man who excels in truthfulness perfection. Before we begin, if you had not listened to the previous episode just yet, we suggest you go back and listen to them first before you start for more understanding on the story. And one more thing, please subscribe, like and share our podcast to support and help us continue the program. Now, if we are all set, let's begin our story. In the last episode, after listening to the Naga king sing the praise of Vidhura the Wise, his wife, Queen Vimala, had a deep desire to listen to the great sage Dhamma lectures. Knowing that her husband would never invite Vidhura to the Naga realm, and that King Dhananjaya would never allow the sage to leave his kingdom, she devised a plan pretending to be gravely ill. As soon as the Naga king discovered his wife was sick, he went to her royal bedchamber and asked if there was anything that he could do to make her feel better. The queen moaned, "My lord, in the human realm, a pregnant woman craves different foods. In the same manner, I crave a taste of Vidhura the Wise heart. As soon as my desire is satisfied, I will be able to recover quickly. Otherwise, I fear that I will not be with you much longer." The queen's request shocked the king, and he quickly replied, "My dearest, what you crave is impossible. The great sage is securely guarded. I will not be able to bring him here." Queen Vimala said, "Since my wish cannot be granted, I have no reason to live. I will say farewell to you now." The Naga king was concerned and fooled by his wife's trickery. He left her bedchamber, thinking of how he could satisfy the queen's craving. The king and queen had a beautiful daughter named Princess Irandati. Dressed in her finest royal robes, she went to see her father. Upon her arrival, she paid him respect and was seated. She noticed that he looked sad and asked, "Father, you look quite pale. Why are you troubled? You inspire immense fear in your enemies. What can be so grave that you are this distressed? How can I help you?" The king replied, "It is your mother. She is very ill and is confined to her bedchamber. Her condition is deteriorating, and I am concerned for her well-being. The only thing that will save her is to satisfy her craving for the heart of the great sage, Vidhura the Wise. If I cannot deliver his heart, she will die. I am at my wit's end. The sage is heavily guarded, and I cannot think of anyone who can bring him here to the Naga realm. I wish that you could help me." He really could not see how he could save his wife's life. After a few moments, he looked to his daughter for help. "Why don't you go out and look for a husband who can bring us the heart of Vidhura the Wise?" Wanting to help her father, Princess Irandati wanted to do what she could to help her parents. It was the nature of female Nagas to crave sensual pleasures, So she was delighted to have her father's permission to look for a maid and obey him immediately. Trying to comfort her father, she said, "I will bring Vidhura the Wise heart for mother." The princess left her father and went to see her mother to reassure that her craving would be satisfied. She returned to her room and was bathed and dressed in magnificent robes. Later that evening, her search for a husband began. She parted the water and created a channel that led her out of the Naga realm. She went directly to the purple and blue boulders of Mount Kalagiri to find a husband with great supernatural powers. She created a carpet of exquisite sweet scent flowers, where she danced and sang beautiful songs of the Gandharvas, the water ogres, the Nagas, the Kinnaras, and all human beings. She sang to anyone who had the power to satisfy her wish, and that was to bring Vidhura the Wise heart to her mother. Whomever could do this would earn the right to be her husband. At that exact moment in time, the ogre chief named Punaka was crossing the air on his celestial horse. He heard the songs of the Naga princess, and her melodious voice pierced through his heart like an arrow. Because they had been husband and wife in many past lives, just hearing her voice, Punaka immediately fell in love with the princess. What would happen when they meet? Will Punaka fulfill the Princess Irandati's wish? The story continues in the next episode of Vidhura the Wise, the man who excels in the truthfulness perfection. Please subscribe, like, and share our podcast with family and friends. Until next time.